Hello everybody. Welcome to your weekly messages for May 8th to the 14th. I hope everyone's having a good week. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I'm just gonna pull the spread while I'm waiting for people to hop on. I'm gonna keep it simple today with a Celtic cross. And then we'll do some other fun stuff, 3-card picks, all that good stuff. Hello, if you're hopping on. And then don't forget the June monthlies are coming out on the 15th. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're watching the replay of this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get notifications for when all of those come out. And I've really been enjoying the June readings, so I hope that you guys like those. They've been awesome to film. Okay. And then I'm going to be doing the new moon in Taurus video later this week. So that's another thing to look forward to as well. Okay. I know you guys liked that last time, so I'm gonna do it again. Alrighty, let's start with an affirmation card. Let's see what's coming up. Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around. And that is the key to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. Right? And so it kind of applies to that principle of whatever you need more of is something you should give. So if you need more time, give a little bit of your time, slow down a little bit and just give it, because by giving, you are communicating abundance. That is an abundance mentality, action, and energy that you have. So you're going to get more if you give. All right, whatever you're looking to manifest. Okay, then I have a truth bomb. Nope, I want another one. I'll pull a couple of these. Okay, first we have deeper. This one's been coming up a lot. What is beyond the surface? What is the real meaning? Go beyond. Like, that's what this week is asking you to do, is kind of look at the deeper need. The needs are coming up big time. So advocating for yourself, if you are experiencing frustration or any type of negative emotion that seems out of character, it's probably pointing to an unmet need of yours. So just pay attention to those rather than getting upset with yourself or frustrated with the way you feel. Pay attention to what it's suggesting that you do. And then we have focus creates expansion. Okay, so it's kind of like setting the intention on the things that you want to grow. That's what this is pointing to, is just wherever your attention is what's going to expand and develop, and that also has to do with manifestation. So similar to what's going on with your internal state and what is that communicating about what you need, and then where is your focus. So if you're focusing on the one thing that goes wrong, it's going to expand and you might see it bleed into other areas of your life. Okay, now let's see what's going on this week. Central energy, Ace of Rods. Creative expression, new ideas are coming to the surface. It looks like a newfound motivation. I would also, with the approach of the new moon, it's going to be a good idea to start looking at where that's impacting your chart, so that you can kind of make the most out of that. Let me see what the crossing energy is. King of Pentacles, yeah, that's the Taurus energy. Right, so even if it's not in your second house, this has to do with resources in a large part. We have those big themes: manifestation, generosity, and then you have the King of Pentacles, crossing the Ace of Rods. So this is, how are you making the foundation, how are you building the foundation? And foundation, I'm using that term just as kind of a catch-all word for what do you want to build? What do you want to make happen? Where do you want your energy to go? Focus on that. And where is your inspiration coming from? These are all things that you're going to be able to unpack this week if you'd like. Okay, and let's see what's shifting out for you. The Nine of Pentacles. So if you have felt like you've lost sight of your abundance or anything like that, this is telling me that you want to start to reincorporate self-care if you can, right? However you can squeeze that into your day is going to help with this. I actually want to clarify the Nine of Pentacles. And hello to everybody who's hopping on. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate that. I'm glad it resonates. Okay, so to clarify the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords. So feeling the burden of like, well, I have to take care of blah, blah, blah. I have to do X, Y, Z first. It's actually, your mindset might be backwards, like responsibility is not responsibility. You always want to take care of that. But this is also pointing to the fact that you need to take care of yourself in order to fulfill your responsibilities, your duties, your job. They're one and the same. It's not something that you can just neglect one and have the other. They co-create, they coexist. And so if you want more energy, you need to give more to yourself. And if you want to get more things done, you want to be more productive, you need to fill your own cup. So don't forget that. Because we have some Saturn energy that's coming up, and that is kind of pointing to, okay, it might be making you feel like you can't take time for yourself. Anyway, enough of that. The oncoming energy, we have the Page of Cups. This is good when it comes to emotional offers, vulnerability, relationships. It seems like that's the part that's going to be evolving for you. Okay. Hello to everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you for all the love and the likes and the hearts. I'm clarifying the Page of Cups. We have the Tower. Yeah, this is old ways of thinking are transforming. That's why you have a page in the oncoming energy and not a king, right? The page is the beginning. It's like the emotional side of yourself that is looking for things through a fresh perspective. The king is more of like the mastery level, right? So the page is the complete opposite of going into it with that naivete that we kind of envy children for. Like, you remember when you were a kid and if you had $10, then it felt like you were a millionaire. It's that that joy, that innocence that we all want to be able to tap into. And so it looks like you're kind of hitting the reset button around vulnerability. Okay, and the outward manifestation, Ace of Cups. Okay, this is a great omen for relationships again. Also self-care, right? So whatever part of that spectrum you're on, if you're looking for a relationship, yes, all the hearts start to pop up now. But this is like the new love card, right? That's like what they call it. But then this also has to do with filling your own cup, right? So it's one and the same. If you are looking for the relationship, it applies the same exact way, you guys. You have to take care of yourself first. And then what you get as a response is going to be a reflection of how well you're taking care of yourself. Okay, and then in the subconscious, Eight of Rods, a lot of forward movement. Even if you can't see it, people forget that even if you can't see movement, it's happening. It's happening behind the scenes. You're evolving, you're changing, you're growing, you're developing in a lot of ways. I'm going to look into this a little bit more. I'm just going to pull a clarifier. Let's see. Two of Swords. Yeah, so again, it's I don't even know why I clarify. Sometimes I talk about it beforehand. It's like, even if you can't see it, even if you're blind to the direction, it's happening. So this is calling you to put a little bit of trust in the direction that you're going, because it's going to help you, one, take the pressure off of, you know, how do I make it happen? How do I do this? You know, where am I going? What am I missing? It's one of those things that it's like what you focus on is going to grow. If you focus on what am I missing, then all you're going to go into is a black hole of more questions. But if you focus on your strengths, if you focus on what you know, if you focus on the direction that you're headed, that is going to develop as well. That's going to grow. So you just want to kind of shift the question that you're asking. One of my friends actually said one time, because she helps with people who are trying to manifest love, and she was like, stop asking what's wrong with you. If you keep asking that question, you're going to get an answer. And so it's the same principle that you can apply for everything. If you ask, why am I broke? You're going to get an answer. So it's just about rephrasing the questions that will work for you rather than against you. Okay. Whew. All right. So the advice, we have the Tower. Let things break down. A lot of people are afraid of the Tower. I think it's kind of a blessing because it's the purge. It's the big evolution that's happening inside of you. And remember, you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Eight of Rods and things like that. So there's so much progression, movement, and self-care happening. You don't need to worry about the Tower. The Tower's being in the advice position is more of allow the breakdown, allow things to unfold naturally. It might be a little bit uncomfortable for you to challenge your old belief systems and things like that, but at the end of the day, the payoff is going to be massive. External influences, the Wheel of Fortune. Again, this is telling me that a lot of your external experiences are going to be a reflection of what exactly you're expecting subconsciously. So this is saying you have a little bit more control over that than you realize. I would just take your time with jumping to conclusions. Like, slow down a little bit, look at the whole picture, set your intentions, be potent with that, because it's going to help guide you a little bit more. So as much as you can this week, remember, things are happening for you. Okay? They're happening for you. It's a hard one to remember, but if you can, it's going to help with this. And the hopes and fears, we have the Chariot. I want to move forward. This looks more like a hope. Like you just want to get out of the woods. Anything that you're dealing with, anything that's blocking you, whether it be motivation or feeling like you can't catch a break or feeling really bogged down, this is all about wanting to move forward, and you are. That's what this is about. You have the transformation, you have the expansion. All of that is coming up. It's just that, you know, people want to see an immediate transformation, but sometimes it's subtle, okay? And then the outcome of the week, Nine of Rods. See, you're moving faster than you realize. I'm going to pull a clarifier for that one too. The Star. Don't worry, you guys. Easier said than done, but this is just reminding you that you can put a little bit more trust in the way that things are happening, because you're being pushed in the right direction. You're being guided exactly where you need to go. So the more you can just rely on that, it's going to get easier. If you're trying to fight the current, then you're going to head into complete and utter exhaustion. So the Star is saying, you know, trust whatever you like to work with, whether it be God, divine source, angels, whatever works for you, allow it to work for you. Don't fight against it. And remember, the other thing that I want to mention is that when you are experiencing a resistance or something not going your way, a lot of the time it means that either something better is heading towards you or that there needed to be that stall so that something else can transpire. So it's not usually a detriment to you. It just means that there are some moving pieces behind the scenes that are really being worked out for you. Okay. Now we're going to do a couple 3-card picks. All right, and I have a new deck to share with you all. These are used in the June monthlies, so you'll see those in there as well. And then you guys know the drill. You can pick a card before or after I pull them or reveal them. It's totally up to you. You can ask a question. You can ask for guidance. Whatever feels good for you totally works. Okay. So card number 1, we have 6 of Candles. So this is the 6 of Rods in a normal deck. Again, it reminds me of the Chariot in that this is the victory card. It's that powerful, moving forward, getting things done, growing, heading in the direction that you really want. So this is a fire card. It's all about that growing and like full steam ahead. Okay, so it looks like you're going to have more motivation than usual. And the phrase that's coming up for this is strike while the iron is hot. So if you get a hit of motivation, use it to your advantage. Card number 2, we have the 6 of Bells. So this is the 6 of Swords in a normal deck. And this is about leaving the old behind. If you create a vacancy, something better will come in. So what's old and worn out? It's time to get rid of it, start fresh, do things differently, turn a new leaf. This is about heading to a brighter area of your life rather than holding on to shoes that don't fit. And card number 3, 8 of Candles. So this is the same as this one down here, 8 of Rods. Hold on, let me. Okay, this is really interesting imagery because what's standing out is kind of like there's so many different avenues for you to take. It looks like you are really able to problem solve this week. This is a good time to sit down and focus on, what do I want? What do I need? Where am I going? How can I better exhibit the behaviors that I want to see that are going to push me in the right direction? So that's a really specific one, but this card is a little bit different. So the translation is coming up as such. Okay, let's do one more and then I will wrap up for the evening. All right. Card number 1, 2 of Pentacles. What decision is on your plate right now? What are you thinking about? What are you contemplating? I would say that that's where you need to start this week. That's going to be a good thing to sort out. It's a good time to problem solve. It's a good time to really focus on what do you want to grow and where do you want to set your intentions. So explore that dilemma. Okay, card number 2, we have the Queen of Wands. Being your fiery self. Don't be afraid to be big. Okay, a lot of us are taught to be small, not speak up, not advocate for ourselves. The Queen of Wands just owns it. Oh my God, I love that little creature down there at the bottom. So this is all about owning who you are, really leaning on that. Okay, so do what you want, communicate what you want. So long as you have the right intention and and you're being tactful, you can't really go wrong. It's about if you're acting like a tyrant, then it could backfire. But this, as long as you're owning it and you're being respectful and tactful about it, you can't go wrong. If you're doing that, then you know the reaction isn't about you, if anything backfires. Okay, and card number 3, we have the Magician. Again, it's going to be a good time to do a vision board, journal, create a manifestation jar or container, or whatever your process is when it comes to manifestation. You want to double down on that this week. And if this card resonates with you, then it's time to really tap into that or revisit them. Is there something coming up or that isn't manifesting quite yet that you need to refine? Because sometimes you need to go back and make tweaks to your manifestations. Okay, so that would be a good thing to explore this week as well. All right, so that is all that I have for you today. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this reading. Thank you for all the likes and the hearts. I absolutely appreciate you. And until next time, have an awesome week, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.